By now, we are all aware that Trump, Musk, and the Republicans have been trying to cut programs that help average Americans. But what is behind this? Well, they're trying to cut away enough money so that they can justify their tax cuts. It comes down very simply. And they say that Musk is claiming that he will cut the debt and do away with it. But actually, the facts say just the opposite. That what Musk, Trump, and the Republicans are doing will actually add $4 trillion to the debt. Now, I've documented this, as with many other of my videos. You can see I've given you 5 different links that you can look up, and you can do your own research, and you can read these articles for yourself. The fact is that they're trying to take away from the needy. I'm going to read you one of the quotes from the article. It goes this: House GOP outlines calls for as much as $880 billion in savings from cutting Medicaid, and as much as $230 billion in cuts to supplemental nutrition assistance programs, which means significant cuts to programs that help tens of millions of Americans afford health care and food. Now, these actual details, well, they haven't been laid out just how they're going to do it. It's up to these Republican committees to come up with how they will do that. They're going to cut what the poor need just to be able to see the doctor and to be able to eat. Children will go hungry. Adults will go hungry. The elderly will go hungry, will get sick and die. Remember back when we were passing the ACA and they were trying to trash it as Obamacare? One Republican said, these people, these poor people should just get sick and die and speed it up so that we can get past this. That's the solution. Just hurry up and die. And this is what this type of program is. They want to cut what helps average working Americans under the guise of the national debt. But let's be clear. That national debt is a product of Republican administrations. Because, my friends, before Ronald Reagan, there was virtually no national debt. That's right. Oh, there's a little bit here and there, but very, very small. Where did the debt come from? Did it come from welfare, as they like to say? Did it come from food stamps, as they like to say? Did it come from programs to help minorities? No, no, no. It came from tax cuts to the rich. That's where those trillions and trillions and trillions of dollars in debt came from. And what they're going to do now will put us $4 trillion further in debt. Also, they can give tax breaks to people who don't need it. Now, the fact is, if you want to take care of the national debt, and you should, the answer is you tax the rich. You raise their taxes. Anything, and we need that. Go back, reverse the tax cuts of Ronald Reagan. Go back to the way it was before then, so that we have a progressive tax system. So the more you make, the more you pay in taxes, higher rates of taxes. But as it is right now, many of these ultra-wealthy people pay absolutely nothing in taxes. And if you dispute this, I've documented it. You can look up my sources. It's right there. I will post that as I usually do with this video. And I will also post the links in the comment section. That way, all you have to do is copy, delete my name, paste the links in, and boom, you can read the articles yourself. But many pay nothing. Many pay lower tax percentage than their employees pay. I'm looking back, and this is just coming as I'm thinking. I think it was Bill Gates that said that his secretary pays a higher percentage in taxes than he does. And that's just wrong. So what I think we need to have is that progressive tax that goes up. So once you're making $200,000 a year, anything above that, you're paying 75% in income tax on every dollar above that. So that means that if you made $1 over that $200,000, that $1 over, 75 cents goes to taxes, and you keep 1/4. Now you say, oh, that's not fair. Yes, it is fair, because most of that money, extra money, is coming from keeping wages low. It's coming from putting the tax burden on you and me, the middle class and the poor, being denied services they need. And we need a wealth limit. There should never be a billionaire in this country while there's people living in poverty. Yes, I know there are some people that prefer the hobo life, who don't want to work and are lazy. But that's why I've always said, anyone who's willing to work, wants to work, should be able to earn on one paycheck enough money to support a family of 4, one paycheck, without going on the public dole. You want to cut welfare? You want to cut food stamps and the cost of that? Fine. You raise wages so people don't have to go on it. Walmart, that many of their employees, full-time employees, are also on food stamps because they're not paid enough wages. This is the way it is, and that needs to end. And we also need a wealth limit. When someone's wealth hits $100 million, anything above that, it should be 100% taxed. 100%. That means they never get anything above $100 million. Hey, if you can't be satisfied, if you can't have an enjoyable life on $100 million, you are never going to have a happy life. And what's worse, you make others miserable because you are taking from the poor, from the needy, from those who hardly can live. You see, these ultra-wealthy billionaires and all, they could go ahead and make a better product. They could do more marketing. They could be trying to encourage their employees. But instead, what do they want to do to get that extra money? They want to take it from you and me because they want more wealth. Elon Musk wants to be the first person to be a trillionaire. And how does he want to do it? He wants to take it from you and from me, and that's wrong. It is time that we help all raise all the boats. The way we do that is we put a wealth limit and we raise minimum wage to $25 an hour where it should be, and we have a living wage put in. Now, the living wage isn't mandatory, but it's what people should be getting. Because a lot of employers say, okay, I see what minimum wage is. I'm going to pay a couple dollars above that. And, oh, I'm such a good guy. But minimum wage should be $25 an hour. Many places it's $7 an hour. So employers look at that and say, okay, I'll give $3 more, $10 an hour. And, oh, I'm being so generous. But that's $15 below what minimum wage should be. Because if minimum wage had kept up with the cost of living and with productivity, it would be $25 an hour now. So you raise minimum wage to $25 an hour, and you put a livable wage of, let's say, $50,000 a year. The employers look at that and they say, okay, I can't just go a couple dollars above minimum wage. Maybe I can't hit the livable wage, but I can get somewhere in between. So there's incentive. And you know what? An employee who doesn't have to worry about where he's going to get his next meal, how he's going to come up with rent or mortgage, how he's going to take care of medical needs, that employee is more productive. He's encouraged to work hard and make more money for that employer. But the greed must stop. Now, I give you the links. There's 5 links there. And I just encourage you to read the articles, and you can see what Musk and Trump, with their DOGE garbage, is going to do. Is going to add $4 trillion to the national debt. You care about the debt? Okay, tax the rich. Don't take it from the elderly person just trying to have food on the table. Don't take it from the person who's afraid they're going to be put out on the street because they can't afford rent. My God, have a heart. Anyway, I thank you all for listening. Have a good night.